Picture this. The year is 1658 and a battle for the Mughal throne has just been won, not by diplomacy but by force. The victor? A man named Aurangzeb. Now, this wasn't your typical squabble among royal siblings. No, this was a bloody war of succession, a ruthless fight for the crown where Aurangzeb, the third son of Shah Jahan, emerged victorious. And he didn't secure his throne with charm or alliances. Instead, he used controversial and brutal methods, which included imprisoning his own father and executing his brothers. These actions, while securing his position as the emperor, also set the tone for what was to come. Thus began the reign of Aurangzeb, a reign that would be marked by relentless expansion, religious intolerance, and a kingdom on the brink of revolt. Aurangzeb was not a man of peace. His reign was characterized by an insatiable hunger for expansion. His tenure as the Mughal emperor was marked by relentless warfare and territorial annexations that spanned several decades. This period was a testament to his military prowess and strategic acumen, but it also revealed his relentless ambition. The Deccan region, with its rich cultural heritage and abundant resources, was a prime target for Aurangzeb. He launched multiple campaigns to subjugate the Deccan sultanates of Bijapur and Golconda. These wars were grueling and protracted, but Aurangzeb was relentless. His armies, though often weary and stretched thin, managed to annex these sultanates, bringing a vast expanse of territory under Mughal rule. Aurangzeb's expansionist policies were not limited to the Deccan. He waged war against the independent kingdom of Assam in the far east. However, the difficult terrain and fierce resistance from the local Ahom warriors proved to be a significant challenge. Despite multiple attempts, Aurangzeb was unable to subdue Assam, marking one of the few failures in his otherwise successful expansionist agenda. The Marathas in the west also posed a formidable challenge to Aurangzeb. Under the leadership of Shivaji and later his successors, the Maratha Confederacy resisted Mughal encroachment with tenacity and guile. The Mughal-Maratha Wars were a series of intense conflicts that lasted for several years. Despite considerable effort and resources, Aurangzeb could not fully subjugate the Marathas, a testament to their resilience and strategic brilliance. Aurangzeb's reign was marked by an unending series of military campaigns. His insatiable desire for territorial expansion transformed the Mughal Empire, turning it into the largest state in the Indian subcontinent. His reign was a period of relentless warfare and territorial expansion, a testament to his military prowess and strategic acumen. In his quest for territorial expansion, Aurangzeb transformed the Mughal Empire into the largest state in the Indian subcontinent. His reign was a testament to his military prowess, strategic acumen, and an insatiable hunger for expansion. Aurangzeb's reign was not just marked by military conquests. His reign was also characterized by his strict adherence to Sunni Islam and his attempts to enforce it on his subjects. Aurangzeb was a deeply religious man. His faith wasn't just a personal affair, it permeated his governance, shaping his policies and influencing his actions. He was a staunch Sunni Muslim, and this coloration of faith played a pivotal role in his reign. One of the most controversial policies of his rule was the imposition of the jizya tax. Jizya was a tax levied on non-Muslims, a practice that had largely been abandoned by his predecessors. Aurangzeb, however, revived this policy, reinforcing the division between Muslims and non-Muslims in his empire. This tax was seen as a heavy burden by non-Muslims, adding to their discontent and resentment. Aurangzeb's religious fervor also manifested in his treatment of places of worship. He is infamous for his destruction of Hindu temples. While some argue that these actions were politically motivated, aimed at suppressing potential centers of rebellion, they undeniably had a religious undertone. These episodes of destruction symbolized his stringent Islamic stance and his intolerance towards other faiths. Beyond the imposition of taxes and destruction of temples, Aurangzeb also embarked on a mission to convert non-Muslims to Islam. His reign saw a significant increase in forced conversions. He believed that it was his religious duty to spread Islam, even if it meant using force. Those who refused to convert were often subjected to harsh penalties. This dogmatic approach to religion marked a significant shift from the religious tolerance that had been practiced by his predecessors. It was a stark departure from the inclusive policies of emperors like Akbar, who had made concerted efforts to foster harmony among different religious groups. Aurangzeb's religious policies were a stark departure from the religious tolerance practiced by his predecessors and are often blamed for sparking the revolts that eventually led to the downfall of the Mughal Empire. Aurangzeb's policies of expansion and religious intolerance eventually led to a series of revolts that weakened the Mughal Empire. The seeds of discontent sown by these policies began to sprout in the form of rebellions, each one a thorn in the side of Aurangzeb's reign. Let's start with the Jat revolt. The Jats, a farming community in the region of present-day Haryana, were disgruntled by the heavy taxes imposed by Aurangzeb. Their leader, Gokula, sparked a revolt in 1669 that lasted for years, causing significant damage to the Mughal treasury and military. Next, we turn to the Sikh revolt. Guru Tegh Bahadur, the 9th Sikh Guru, openly opposed Aurangzeb's forceful conversions to Islam. His execution in 1675 led to a Sikh uprising under the leadership of his son, Guru Gobind Singh. The Sikhs, though outnumbered, fiercely resisted the Mughal forces, further depleting the empire's resources. The most significant revolt, however, was the Maratha revolt. The Marathas, under the leadership of the indomitable Shivaji, had always been a force to reckon with. After Shivaji's death, his son Sambhaji continued the struggle against Mughal dominance. The guerrilla warfare tactics of the Marathas were a constant drain on the Mughal treasury and manpower. These revolts were not isolated incidents. They were the manifestation of widespread resentment against Aurangzeb's oppressive policies. Each rebellion chipped away at the empire's strength, causing a steady drain of resources and morale. The empire that had once been a symbol of grandeur and power was now in a state of decay, its coffers empty, its armies exhausted. Aurangzeb's relentless pursuit of expansion and religious conformity had not only failed to strengthen his empire, but had in fact precipitated its downfall. His reign ended not with a triumphant bang, but with a whimper of defeat. By the time of Aurangzeb's death in 1707, the Mughal Empire was a shadow of its former self, plagued by revolts and bankrupt. Aurangzeb's reign is a polarizing topic among historians. Some view him as a cruel and intolerant tyrant, while others see him as a misunderstood ruler. Delving into these contrasting opinions, we find a multifaceted emperor who left an indelible mark on the Mughal Empire. Aurangzeb's reign, spanning nearly 5 decades, witnessed a blend of military conquests, religious orthodoxy, and a rich cultural legacy. Critics often remember Aurangzeb for his religious intolerance and brutal warfare. However, it's worth noting that his reign was also a period of architectural grandeur. Despite his apparent disdain for extravagance, Aurangzeb commissioned several architectural marvels. The Badshahi Mosque in Lahore, an epitome of Mughal architecture, remains a testament to his architectural patronage. His reign also saw the completion of the Bibi Ka Maqbara, often referred to as the poor man's Taj Mahal, symbolizing his fondness for art and architecture. Moving on to the cultural sphere, though often criticized for his puritanical approach to Islam, Aurangzeb was a patron of arts. He had a deep appreciation for music and was an accomplished player of the veena, a classical Indian instrument. His court was a hub of cultural activities, housing several poets, musicians, and scholars. Aurangzeb's reign was about more than just cultural and architectural advancements. Politically, he sought to consolidate the Mughal Empire, stretching it to its greatest territorial extent. His centralizing tendencies, however, led to the overstretching of Mughal resources, planting the seeds for the eventual decline of the empire. The legacy of Aurangzeb is a mixed bag of military expansion, religious orthodoxy, cultural enlightenment, and architectural splendor. His reign, characterized by such dichotomies, continues to evoke a sense of intrigue and controversy among historians and scholars. Whether one views Aurangzeb as a villain or a hero, his reign undeniably had a profound impact on the course of Indian history. His story serves as a reminder that history is never black and white, but rather an intricate tapestry of grays.